times when I'll say, you know, why don't we test your cortisol and see what's actually happening, because it can overfunction at certain times of the day and underfunction at other times. And so if you can start to track and figure out objectively, hey, this is what's going on, this is how it's relating to my blood sugar levels, this is how it's affecting my DHEA. DHEA is also made in the adrenals. It's your mother hormone, and from DHEA, all the other hormones are made, the cascades down. And you can start to put the information again together logically with your brain in a more objective way, instead of like, I don't get it. Because once you start putting these key factors in place and you have only this 15% left to, you know, get a handle on, it comes down to more of these patterns. So seeing like, well, I had this great breakfast, this is a breakfast that I always feel good on, but sometimes I don't. You know, well, what were you doing the night before, or the meal, or oh, you skipped lunch like the day before, or, you know, and being able to look back and figure out, you know, these patterns, or how your exercise patterns are. And so it takes a little more due diligence at this point to get those last things in, okay? So I see people who, they look so trim and fit, and they're doing all this great stuff, and even sometimes their energy is good, and they've already, because another thing that can cause high cortisol is food sensitivities. And so I don't know if you guys have already like tried to have a low carb diet or cut grains out of your diet and stuff like that. But depending on how you do it and what other carbs you bring into your diet, that can actually cause stress to your body. Some people, this is why some people, when they go on these certain diets, then they gain more weight. And it can be tricky, because at first high cortisol feels good. Who doesn't like to feel good? You know, like, I want to get out of bed and start my day. That feels good. I like to be, you know, inspired and focused and to do projects. That's why we want to have a cup of coffee, have just a little bite of chocolate, because you get this mental clarity. But what happens is, like what you guys are relating to, is this new normal is just too high. We're functioning at this like American motto of like, I just do everything, and that's good. But our body is deteriorating on the inside. So for women, what can happen is that when you're getting around menopause, is that as the ovaries are retiring, actually the adrenal glands are supposed to finish maturing, because they're the ones who are going to make estrogen. But oftentimes the adrenals say, oh, I quit on you a long time ago. And so then all of a sudden comes another 10, 15 pounds, because if your adrenals aren't going to make your estrogen, who is? Fat cells. They make a form of estrogen that's weak, but it makes it for you. And so sometimes, you know, that group of people will tell me, I'm eating better than ever, I'm exercising better than ever, this is ridiculous. And I'll say, well, you know, always think back to how your body is like a animal in a way, or it's a physiologic system. You know, your body isn't looking at magazines and knowing bikini season's coming up. It doesn't think like that. It's thinking, I have to have my estrogen for my brain health, my mood, my bone health, all of this, okay? So we don't want to get in a battle with our body that we're trying to fight its innate wisdom, but to rather understand its innate wisdom so that we can work with it and get what we need to support our body to do what it already knows how to do, okay? So,
yeah. Do some foods stimulate cortisol in a bad way, like alcohol or chocolate or sugar
yeah,
or
that's a
coffee
good
or
point.
things? And then when you stimulate it, again, it's just excess and not good,
Exactly.
right?
So,
and then sometimes when I don't sleep at night, my whole appetite's off the whole next day. Sleep, there's leptins off, I guess.
Yes.
And, you know, it's just like, I know to give up a day. I wake up and I've only had 4 or 5 hours sleep. So there's things that you can do something about that seem to affect your systems.
So again, this is a great point, and thank you for mentioning it, because that's what we're doing, is we're just mimicking. We're trying to mimic our body's natural response. And so it's like, if you don't have the energy at 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or 6 o'clock in the morning, that's why, you know, most people are going to grab caffeine or chocolate or something, because you have to, it's stimulating your adrenal glands to put out more cortisol. So this is why for some people it can be like, well, 1 cup's not going to do it today. I need 2 cups. I need 3 cups. I need to just drink coffee all day long. And, you know, because this is how you're going to get through the day and get all of your work done. But this is, you know, that can lead into this other cycle of, you know, up during the day and then alcohol to bring yourself down at night. And so, you know, this cascade. But what happens is it aggravates it, because these are little bit sharper. So let's say, for example, if you sat down and had your sweet potato, some chicken, and green beans, that's going to come into your body like, let's say, a curve like this. But let's say you're just starving, and so you say, just give me iced tea and some sugar, and it comes up in a couple little bites of chocolate, and all of a sudden you do like this. So when it comes up fast, your body's going to respond fast, and that's why you get this drop. So let's say you had your, the good choice meal with the sweet potatoes, and the insulin is going to respond like, oh, okay, there's some sugar here, so let's just put it in the cells. But if you have a little bit of, like your snack is chocolate bar and some iced tea, insulin's like, oh my gosh, look at all the sugar, we gotta hurry up and get it all in the cells. And so then all of a sudden it's gone, and then it's gonna drop out. So for example, how this may also affect some people, you may relate to this, because I used to have this happen to me, is I'd be in a class or a meeting, and I thought, oh, I thought this was done at, let's say, a certain time, and I was banking on, I'm gonna eat right after that. Oh no, it's a whole nother hour, and my stomach is telling me I am hungry, and I'm just thinking I have to eat, and it's like I'm obsessed about it. And then about halfway through, I'm like, well, I'm not as hungry as I used to be. By the time the class is done, I'm chatting with people. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll eat when I get home, and it's like, well, where did all of that hunger go? So if your body is not getting the input through food, it's gonna tell the body, this inside is saying, I don't think she's not going to eat. She's not doing it. So the adrenal glands have to do it. So this is things that over time just wear on the adrenal glands. Okay? So I know some people will tell me, well, I don't eat breakfast because I'm not hungry. And if I'm not hungry, I don't eat because I'm listening to my body. I'm like, okay, that's good. I'm glad you're listening to your body. We've got to rewind this, though, because why are you not hungry when you wake up? Well, because I wake up so early. And I just cannot eat. I'm nauseous. So, well, let's think about what's happening. And maybe you don't want to sit down for like a steak dinner at 5 in the morning. But what's happening is that we're technically fasting overnight. And so our cortisol, if we have proper stores of sugars throughout the day, and by sugar I just mean anything from, whatever sugar you got in your diet, from complex carb or otherwise, your body is basically living off of that during the night. But as it starts to fade, it's telling your cortisol to go up, and that's why, it should be up when you wake up. But for some people, it's high enough that it's already bypassed your appetite point. And so that's why you do not feel hungry. Okay? So honestly, it would be better to just start with something small and get your appetite more regulated so that you're eating regularly and consistently. So eating your 3 meals a day, eating every 2 to 4 hours is going to help maintain that blood sugar so your adrenal glands don't have to come in and do what you could be doing